The Prophet said, "Have mercy on 3 people." The Prophet said, "Mercy on the soul of the person who became poor after being wealthy, and on the person who became despised after having been honored, and on the innocent scholar who remained amongst ignorant ones." The Prophet said, "Even if you are of rock and mountain, pity those 3 groups: the person who became despicable after having been a leader, the rich man who became penniless, and thirdly, the scholar who, in this world, fell into adversity amongst the fools. Because falling from the honorable state to the disgraceful one is like an amputation of a limb from the body. The limb that is cut off from the body dies, the newly cut off one moves, but it does not take long. The one who drank of the cup of alast last year has the disaster of unease and sleeplessness this year. How can the person who is originally from the kennel, like a dog, have ambition to be the sultan? The one who has committed sin repents. The one who has lost his way sighs, alas. Three fellow travelers. In the world you have 3 fellow travelers. One of them is faithful and the other 2 are cruel. One is friends, the other is wealth, and the third is faithful. That is good work. Wealth does not come out of the palaces with you. The friend comes, but as far as the grave. When the day of your doom arrives, your friend talks in friendly language. Until here, I accompany you, no further. I stand at your grave for some time. Your deeds are faithful. Trust them. They will enter into the depths of your grave. Knock at the door of the heart. There is a basket full of bread on top of your head, but you are still begging for a piece of bread from door to door. Deal with your own head. Give up big-headedness. Go, knock at the door of the heart. Why are you at every door? You are in the river up to your knees, but you are unaware of yourself, seeking water from this one and that one. There is water both to your front and also behind you. There is a barrier both in front of and behind your eyes. The rider is seeking the horse, although under his thigh is the horse. If you ask what is this, he will say, a horse. But where is the horse? Hey, if you say, is it not a horse seen under you? He will say, yes. But who has seen the horse? He is addicted to water. It is before his face and he is in it. However, he is unaware of the running water. Like the pearl in the sea, he says, where is the sea? And the image, like its shell, is his wall. To say, where is it, becomes a barrier for him. It becomes a cloud for the light of his sun. His bad eye is the cover of his eye. His removing of the barrier has become a barrier for him. His wisdom has plugged his eyes. Oh, you who are bewildered in God, have wisdom with God. Justice. What is justice? To give water to trees. What is injustice? To give water to thorns. Justice is to replace the blessing, not on every root that drinks in water. What is justice? To place on the wrong place. This can only be a source of disaster. An answer to the one who said, had there been no death, this world would have been pleasant. Someone was saying, "The world would be pleasant if there was no death around." The other said, "If there were no death, the troubled world would not be worth a straw. It would be a stack crowded together in the field, neglected and left untrenched. You'd suppose death or the world to be life. You sow your seed in barren soil. O fool, false wisdom shows the reverse. Death sees the real life. Oh my God, show everything as it really is in this realm of falsity. None of the dead people are longing because of death. Their longing is to have too little provision. Otherwise, one has to come from a pit into the plain. The state is in the midst of happiness and comfort. He has been transported from this mourning place and shameful country to the spacious plain. It is a real sitting place, not a false palace, a distinctive wine, not like getting drunk on watered yogurt. It is a real resting place. The one beside him is God. He is saved from his water and mud of the fireplace. If you have not led the illuminated life, 1 or 2 breaths remain. Die bravely. The Ass of the Water Carrier. There was a water carrier who had an ass that had been bent double like a hoop by hardship. The ass had marks of 100 injuries because of the heavy loads. It desired and sought for the day of its death. Do not mention barley. It never got its fill of dry straw. It was hit on the back by both blows and an iron goad. The master of the Sultan's stable saw and pitied it. He knew the owner of the ass. He greeted him and asked the state of the ass. "Why has this ass been bent double like a doll?" The water carrier said, "For the reason of my poverty and fault, this closed-mouthed animal is not getting straw." The other one said, "Give it to me for a few days so that it may grow strong in the Sultan's stable." He handed the ass over to him, and that merciful man tied it down in the Sultan's stable. The ass saw everything. Arab horses, well-fed, bulky, handsome, and young. He saw the ground swept under their feet, watered, the straw and the barley coming at the proper time. It saw the horses combed, rubbed down. It lifted up its muzzle, saying, "O glorious God, am I not your creature? Let's suppose that I am an ass. Why am I faint, with sores on my back, and weak? At nights I am wishing to die because of the pain in my back and hunger. The condition of these horses is so enjoyable and well-fed. Why am I chosen for torment and trouble?" Suddenly came the rumor of war. It was time for the horses to be saddled and to do their job. They were wounded with arrows by the enemies. Arrowheads entered in everywhere. Those horses returned from the war. They all fell down on their backs in the stable. Their legs were tightly bandaged with strong ropes. The farriers came and stood in line. They were piercing their bodies with the knife one by one to take out the arrowheads. After seeing them thus, the ass was saying, "Oh my God, I am contented with poverty and health. I am fed up with that food and the ugly wounds. Anyone who desires health leaves the world." Hunger. Be careful. Hunger itself is the sultan of all medicines. Lay hunger to your heart. Do not scorn it like this. All unpleasant things become pleasant by hunger. All pleasant things are not desired if there is no hunger. Someone was eating moldy bread. A certain person asked him, "How is your appetite for this?" The man said, "When hunger is doubled by patience, barley bread is like halva for me. If I show patience, in this case, I can eat halva all the time. No doubt I am patient." Hunger is not to be held by everybody, since this meadow cannot be measured. Hunger is bestowed on distinctive servants of God, hence they become powerful lions through hunger. How can hunger be bestowed on every begging fool? Because grass is not scarce, they put it before him, saying, "Eat, since your worth is that much. You are not waterfowl, you are bread fowl."